Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. Today I have one of my clients, Angelica, with me. We just finished up working together for 3 months in my private coaching container. And I wanted to bring her on to firstly celebrate her because she had amazing fucking results, and also to have her share some of the internal shifts that she experienced when it came to money. So welcome, welcome. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you so much for having me. Can't wait to
Awesome.
chat.
I'm so pumped. First of all, would you kindly introduce yourself to the audience?
Absolutely. So I'm Angelica Cresci. I am a witchy coach. I am like the person to work with if you're looking to use astrology and tarot alongside modern coaching techniques for your self-growth and also business motivation, all that type of stuff. Yeah, I'm also High Priestess of Hades. I work really deeply with Hades, the Lord of the Underworld, the Lord of Wealth and Riches and all that type of stuff. And yeah, that's sort of why I was really drawn to Kelly initially, because I feel like that's what you facilitate.
All the magical things. So, what was going on in your business before we started working together in terms of the types of offers you had out there and the money that you were making?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was mostly just doing single session offers. And I was doing coaching, but not in a super, I guess you would say like I wasn't identifying as a coach. I wasn't like, I'm a coach, like, yeah, cool. Like, I'm a life coach, I'm a business coach, I'm just, a magician, a transformer. I was just sort of like, yeah, I'm a tarot reader. I do astrology, that sort of stuff. And I hadn't like quite put all the pieces together. As far as offers go, I was doing, yeah, mostly single sessions. They were like most of them were under $100, under $150. And I was working a lot. I had clients, like I was doing maybe, I think like 30 to 50 single session readings a month, which was a lot, right?
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah, it was a lot.
Even if you love it, like I remember that conversation, like you're working so much.
Mhm. Yeah, I was. And for like months. And I was like, I knew I was right about to like be burnt out. And I was like, something needs to change.
So, what happened in January, our first month together?
Yeah, January was great. It was my birthday, Capricorn season. I love the vibes of that month. Yeah, basically in January, I launched my first like high ticket ongoing coaching package that included astrology, and it was for um, sort of like leaders and visionaries who are developing a project that are really looking to work specifically on the creation of that project, as well as just the mindset of being in that creative mode and aligning with legacy. And I ended up selling 6 spots, and yeah, I manifested 6 clients into that program in 1 month in January, and it's been amazing.
5-figure months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it was, yeah, that month was like a 20K month.
Yeah. And what I love too is that you didn't have to really change everything that you were doing in your business. You just took what you were really good at and packaged it into something that gave your clients like a longer term experience with you. But you were allowed to use everything that you still loved in your business. You didn't have to come up with something completely different.
Yeah. And it's so funny that you mentioned that, because I always thought that I always was thinking like I would have to do that. Like at some point I would have to like abandon what it is that I do. It's such a like a weird like limiting belief that I would have to do like it like this person, or do it like this. And I think it was like when I realized that the people wanted me, the people wanted my, higher ticket and just more immersive offers, then I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that people were like, yeah, no, I just want to like work with you for months on end.
Yeah. It's like they were there, they were waiting for
Yeah.
you.
They were, yeah, they were.
So what do you feel like your biggest internal shifts with money were, like around the way that you were thinking about money and feeling about money in your business?
Yeah, well, it's so funny. We started out and I was like really sort of afraid of money in a couple different ways. I think I was afraid of it because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to manage it. I don't know how I'm going to keep track of it. I don't know. Yeah, like just, the management and bookkeeping and that sort of thing. I was like, there's like all the very like Saturnian like things like taxes and like all those types of things. I was like, I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? Like that was just, it was, there were things that were scaring me, but it wasn't actually like because of money in any way. It wasn't money's fault. It was just like my, you know, things I was talking myself into around like the management of money being difficult, which it's not. And then I think another thing was that I thought that like I needed to like I had to be a bad person if I was like making these multi-figure months, even like in my industry, or especially in my industry with the majority of astrologers, readers, witchcraft based like kind of coaching. I feel like there's a lot of stigma around making a lot of money, and I just sort of felt like I had to stay in like the box of like, yeah, I'm kind of broke, but like whatever.
Yeah, there's definitely like a poor pagan mentality in that world where it's like, it's okay if you make a certain amount of money to like survive and get by and like, do okay. But then if you go like too high, if you make too much money, then it's like, well, she's clearly not spiritual. She's clearly doing something like wrong or shady for making this much money because that's just not proper. Witches don't do that, which is fucking
Yeah,
bullshit.
exactly. And it's so strange because I work with Hades, and in, the Roman, um, like the Roman equivalent of Hades, his name is Dis Pater, which means rich father, like literally means like the Lord of riches, right? And that's a big part of his aspect. And so I'm like, my literal like God that I work with and serve like as a pagan is rich and makes a lot of money and serves like a purpose and is really serving his clients, I guess his clients, I don't know, serving the people in the underworld highly with the service that he provides of like, you get to stay here and then you get to be reincarnated. And that's just sort of what I ended up like channeling. And it was just the natural trajectory of my business. But if I hadn't worked with you, I probably wouldn't have accessed it, or it probably wouldn't have been packaged so like simply for me, and I wouldn't have been able to like quantum leap into it.
Amazing. And what do you feel like the biggest money story was that shifted for you? Was there something that seemed very, very true for you at one point in time with money, and now you're like, yeah, I can totally see that's just a story?
Um, yeah, it's so interesting. I think and I don't know if this is more so money or clients, but I guess just like money coming into my life. But I always sort of assumed that like money had to be really like hard to acquire, or I needed to do a lot of work, or I needed to have like this popping like launch strategy, like everything happening like before money was allowed to come in. And that I don't really believe anymore. And there's been a lot of things that have that have happened in the last couple of months that have shown me over and over again, like almost like so obviously, I'm like, it makes me laugh that that's not true. And like, you can have the strategies and you can have systems, but money doesn't necessarily like care if they're there. It's not necessary, at least for me, in my reality, to have them before money gets to come in. And I think money was trying to teach me that like, no, like you just need to like loosen up a little bit and make this easier and just like let it into your life and like receive it more.
I love that. Yeah, because it's often taught that like you need to have very, very specific things in place in order to make money. So you need to be doing 3-day challenges, you need to be doing webinars and master classes, and all those things are really, really great. But we have to remember that money can come in even when we're not doing those things. Like we do those things to serve, and we do those things because they feel really expansive, but it's not a rule that money has to come through only those ways, right? Because we create the rules of money. So I love that you had that realization.
Yes.
Amazing. So where can people find you if they want to find out more about you and work with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on Instagram at Angelica Cresci. Instagram's kind of like my home base, so that's probably where you'll find me the most. I'm on TikTok and Twitter as well, just under Angelica Cresci, just my first name, last name. And yeah, come work with me, especially if you're like, I'm really interested in the underworld shadow, like, side of mindset and inside of business, and, just integrating that for your desires, and being able to, bring your true desires to the surface and manifest those. That's sort of what I am really excited to be working with clients on soon, or right now. I love it. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Bye, guys.